Welcome to Rollin with Mike, podcast on wheels. My name is Mike Wilson, aka Rollin Mike, your host. I am a writer, speaker, and disability coach, and author of a book titled Return from the Edge. 31 years ago, I was injured in a life-altering motor vehicle accident that left me as a quadriplegic. This is my story. I just wanted to welcome you today, Bryce, to the Rollin with Mike podcast on wheels. I want to thank you for being a guest, number one. Number two, thank you for being a friend. When you first got started playing the game of football, at what age were you?
I met Caden in elementary school, and he introduced me to football really, and he was like, you should come out and play. I went out and I liked it a lot. I was playing baseball at the time originally, and then I switched to football, and I eventually stopped playing baseball and went just to football.
When did you know that you really enjoyed the sport and started to fall in love with the game?
I mean, at first I was nervous. It was a different sport. It's a lot different. And then I started getting good at it, and I was like, all right, I like this. I want to keep doing it.
Did you notice yourself starting to fall in love with it, with the game of football towards 5th, 6th grade as you got a little bit older?
Yeah, definitely. It was like we're playing with all my friends. That's like our life, basically.
You're playing, what are you playing, the slot?
Yeah, slot and safety.
Safety, right? Now in junior high, you played some running back as well, right? How's the adjustment been for you in moving into different positions? What's that been like a little bit?
It's been pretty smooth though, because I've always been playing 7-on-7 and flag, and I've been playing receiver in that, so it was pretty easy to transition to receiver.
So how has that been for you? Because is it frustrating sometimes when you see something open, but yet Caden maybe didn't see it, or a different play was called, or because he could check out of it and still come back to you, depending on what the play is? Or is your all's friendship enough to where you can go tell him, say, bro, man, this is wide open right here.
Yeah, it's always frustrating, but I could always go to him and talk to him, and then we'll go back to the play and we'll run it, and it usually works.
That's the great thing about football. You don't have to go back to the play the very next play. Being a leader, you're starting to develop some leadership qualities and capabilities. Discuss a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have to step up and start being leaders when people are down and no one's really talking on the field. You have to really step up, and it's a big role that we're going to have to step up into because we're only sophomores, but we're going to have to these next few years. I mean, you need to have communication out there, like communicating where to line up and who's guarding who and what assignments we're doing, like passing off assignments and stuff.
What role has football meant to you and your family? I know your mom's always there photographing at the game, taking incredible pictures. Your dad's always there. You and your dad have a special bond. Describe the family dynamics with that out.
My dad's always there for me. He's waking me up, getting me ready, making sure I'm always doing stuff to get better, making sure I'm getting to training, workouts, anything. He wants the best for me. And really, he's always there cheering me on. My mom's always there on the sideline, taking pictures, out there with us, hanging out and having fun.
Where do you mainly train during the off-season?
This off-season, we went to the field house, and then everyday summer workouts. We have Monday through Thursday lifts and conditioning and stuff. And then
Is that every day?
Monday through Thursday in the morning lifts all summer long.
What coach is mainly responsible for that?
It's mostly at the football field. It's rotating coaches. It'll be whoever's not working, and they could come in and get us working.
Who are some of the coaches that have helped mold you into the player you are today?
Coach DJ obviously has been a huge part. He's been with me the whole time since I was little. He's my coach when I first started till all the way till now in high school. He's always been with me. And then uh, Coach Fenton and Coach Schmitz at the high school. Coach Fenton really helps with like a lot of stuff. He plays a big role on the team and making sure everyone's like out there wanting to do stuff.
Can you see yourself as you're getting older being more of a defensive player or offensive player?
I think probably more offensive, like receiver, slot receiver, probably.
Do you have a specific receiving coach that you can work with? I know Luke goes and worked with for people or would go down to
Yeah,
the stable.
tomorrow I'll go to the stable and work with their receiver coach and catch passes and work on routes and footwork and stuff.
Is he the receiving coach for the high school, or is he just a receiving coach in general?
He's a receiver coach down at Tampa Bay Tech.
Oh, cool. So he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Some of your goals for the next coming 2 years before, obviously you'd love to be able to end up in the playoffs and go 3 and get up there to third or fourth round. But what realistic goals?
So for like this year, we have a real big game coming up this week, which will determine playoffs. Then obviously go a few rounds in there. And then next year, probably try to go undefeated and make up for this year. We had a few rough losses at the start and get those games back next year. And after high school, probably wanted to go to college and play Division I football.
Do you have any aspirations as to what you want to major in?
No, not yet. I haven't planned on that.
What are some of the training aspects that if I were to come and watch you, what would I be observing for the most part?
Be like lifting, and then there'll be a lot of speed work too, and agility, and making sure speed's up, jumping, everything. You need to just get better every day, keep working. Grades are a huge thing. I really focus on my grades, making sure I'm keeping all A's, and so that's a huge thing. Like college are looking at people and they have two kids that are about the same skill level, and one has a 2.5 GPA and one has a 4. They're going to take the kid with the 4 all the time.
In the next year, I know for you, you're going to need to put on some more weight.
Yeah, I need it.
So that's going to require eating right. I mean, it's hard to eat right when you're your age because you can eat till midnight, 2 o'clock and go to sleep. For me and Trav, not so much. We have to watch what we do. So give me a list of maybe 3 or 4 things you hope to accomplish by the start of football season next year.
I want to obviously put on at least like 10 pounds this offseason, get up to around like 170, 175, and then get my speed up a good amount, jumping, make sure everything's, drop probably like a few tenths of a second on my 40 time, because that's a huge thing nowadays. Like speed, that's what they look at. Like if you could run a really fast 40, they're going to be looking at you.
Right. This is more like a combine, too, that they're looking at your athletic ability. Obviously, it's your on-field, some things that you can't coach is being able to see the whole field. And as a strong safety, those is hand-eye coordination, being able to read the quarterback's eyes, studying the defense. Are you beginning to get a little more comfortable doing that?
Yeah, definitely. I've been getting a lot more comfortable as the games went on, because back at free safety, I'm the one that sees everything, and I have to make sure everyone else is getting in the right position if they're not lined up right, and helping everyone, because I see the whole field and they can't see everything at all times.
What's the foundation that you're trying to establish now in order to see progress down the road as a team?
We need to build up a good leadership on the team, and that really helps like with the long way. If you have some leaders on the team that step up and make sure everyone's in the weight room in the summer and getting better, and no one's out there missing, and everyone's pushing themselves to the most.
When you have a bad play, it's like, next play, get them. Because for me, if I see something I can't do with my disability, if I don't look away from it, if I focus on it, it'll drive me crazy. If I look away and start focusing on something else, it puts me in a better position. What's your thought process when that comes along?
I mean, you just got to move on from it. You can't let it hold you down. Like I drop balls. You drop a pass, got to come back and got to get ready for the next play. You can't let that hold you down and mess up other plays.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, being here as a guest for you are in the first 5 of the podcast show. Thank you for being here.
And thank you for having me.